It is that time of the year to get your yard into shape and green it up for the summer, but this summer it could be a little bit more challenging. Joining us this morning is Tony Hahn from Swingle Lawn Tree and Landscape Care. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So we know one of the biggest reasons we've had a dry season. Are there particular grass, as far as we should look for that might be a little bit low maintenance, if you will?
Well, low maintenance is not going to be easy, but...
wishful thinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
We are going to talk about the different grass types and how much moisture they need, how much maintenance they need, and at the end of our little discussion, we're going to talk about the prize winner, the one that is most drought resistant, easier to care for.
Okay.
But first and foremost, a lot of lawns in Colorado are tall fescue.
Okay,
which
like
is,
this one.
yeah, drought resistant, but you can see it has a kind of a rough, coarse texture.
I was going to say, growing up in Louisiana, this is what I'm kind of used to, the grass there.
Yeah, tall fescue makes you sharpen your blade a lot. Now, this is a fine fescue, which is more of a shade-tolerant grass, but it will survive in full sun.
It's softer.
Yeah, nice and soft. Then we have ryegrass, a perennial ryegrass. It grows in clumps, so it doesn't really mesh. And then we have the native buffalo grass, which if you don't really want to water much at all, you can use buffalo grass, but do you want to really walk on that with your bare feet?
It's kind of a natural pedicure if you want to look at it in a positive perspective, but not as soft, obviously, as this one here, or this one, as a matter of fact.
And this, of course, the one that you selected earlier as the softest, this is bluegrass. This is the predominant grass type in our lawns. And it is most drought resistant. We found out after that severe 2002 drought, it came back best. So, even beat tall fescue.
What can you do to conserve water but still have a green lawn at the same time? Is that even possible?
Yeah, it really irritates me because I'm outside all the time. I see the wasting of water. We water too much. We have irrigation systems that come on automatically when they really don't need to be coming on. So make sure your systems are on manual. Also, mowing height. We should be mowing at 3 inches, and it's the first knuckle right there, 3 inches. 3 inches. And then, here if we mow too short, it's going to dry out a lot quicker. So we have to be, keep the blades sharp. And again, only irrigate when you have to.
So my question is, how can you tell if you watered enough? I mean, are there signs to look for? The color of the grass is different, or what? I mean, obviously this is a particular type of grass, but...
Well, you have to use the old farmer's method, and this is some soil that if you can't clump it up, it's generally...
Too dry?
Too dry. You see that? How you can't make a nice ball? Here is one that's got just the right amount of moisture. You can squeeze it in your hand and make a nice firm ball out of it.
That's one way to know.
That's one way to know, but a general rule of thumb is pay attention to the humidity. Water about 20 to 30 minutes per day, probably 2 to 3 times a week.
All right, there you go. I like the options. This is still my favorite. The
bluegrass is the winner.
Top choice.